The executive branch. The executive branch carries out the laws. A government needs people to carry out or execute the laws passed by the legislature. For instance, when Congress approves a tax, someone must collect the money. When Congress appropriates or sets aside money for low-cost housing, someone must build and manage the housing. Article 2 of the Constitution describes the branch of government that fills this role, the executive branch. The head of the executive branch is the president. The president is often called the chief executive. Electing the president. Delegates at the Constitutional Congress was not prepared to let the people elect the president directly. Instead, they decided that the president would be selected by a group of electors. Each state would have the same number of electors as it had representatives and senators. To win the presidency, a candidate needs a majority of the electoral vote. The president serves a 4-year term. Under the 22nd Amendment, a president may be reelected only once. A new president makes a solemn promise called the oath of office. The Constitution gives the exact words of the oath. Notice that the president promises to defend the Constitution. These words reinforce the importance of the Constitution as the basic law of the land. A president must be a natural-born American citizen and at least 35 years old. The Constitution always refers to the president as he. The delegates to the Constitutional Convention probably assumed that only men would ever vote or hold office, but nothing in the Constitution prevents a woman from being elected president. The powers of the president. The president does more than carry out laws passed by Congress. The president is commander-in-chief of the nation's military forces. He or she can, with the consent of the Senate, make treaties or formal agreements with other nations. The president nominates or recommends ambassadors, official representatives to other countries, and Supreme Court justices or judges. Finally, the president can grant pardons to people convicted of violating federal or national laws. The framers expected that the executive branch would need organizations called departments to carry out its duties. For example, the State Department handles relations with other nations. The Justice Department is involved in law enforcement as well as in court actions. The heads of executive departments are members of the President's Cabinet, a formal group of advisors. Today, the executive branch has over a dozen departments. Each department contains smaller specialized agencies. For instance, the Department of Health and Human Services contains the Food and Drug Administration. This agency works to ensure that foods and medicines meet safety standards that have been set by Congress. Removing the president. The Constitution gives Congress the power to remove a president or other officials from office if they commit certain crimes related to their duties. The House of Representatives can vote to impeach the president. To impeach means to formally accuse the president of the crimes specified in the Constitutions. These include bribery or other high crimes and misdemeanors. If the House votes to impeach, the Senate puts the president on trial, with the senators serving as the jury. If found guilty, the president is removed from office.